Hi out there and welcome back. In our last video for 2015 we're going to have a look at our top 10 list of the best metal albums in 2015. So let's get right into it. On number 10 we've got Hegemon's The Hierarch. The French black metal experimentalists of Hegemon have taken 7 years to reappear from the dark shadows of the black metal underground again and release their new album, The Hierarch. The Hierarch is the best black metal album in 2015, and it landed on our list because it is the most complete black metal album of 2015. You've got everything that you want to have from a black metal album. You've got the screeching vocals, you've got the bone-chilling riffs, you've got slower parts and outbreaks into very fast passages. You've got a choir every now and then and every here and there. So overall the album is the most very black metal album without overdoing any of these trademarks. So for that completeness and for a very coherent album, we put Hegemon's The Hierarch on number 10 of our best album list in 2015. On number 9 we've got a surprise entry, and that is Helloween's My God-Given Right. I certainly didn't see that one coming. Helloween, we love them all for what they've done back in the 80s and their very influential albums that really have been very influential for the power metal genre overall. However, in the last, well, at least 15 years, their albums have been somewhat uninspired and lacked that spark. And on My God-Given Right, Helloween seemed to have found that old spark back again. The album is fun, it's fast, it's melodic, everything that you want to have in a power metal album. So for that, and because the album really doesn't have any weaknesses on it, we put that album on number 9 of our best metal album of 2015 list. Certainly a surprise, and I hope to hear more of that kind of stuff from Helloween in the future. On number 8 we've got Paradise Lost, The Plague Within. The Plague Within is the doom metal album of 2015. Overall, it's a very coherent album. It keeps the intensity right up there throughout all the songs. It's a very dark album, so what you would expect, of course, from a doom metal album and from a Paradise Lost album. What stands out again are the vocals of Nick Holmes. Nick Holmes is really the best vocalist in the doom metal genre and sets the band apart from all the rest of the other doom metal bands. For that, they earned a spot on our list and we put them on number 8. On number 7 we have Ghost's Meliora. Ghost have created a lot of interest in their band, and the band certainly does know how to conserve their image with the anonymity about the band characters and everything, so they created this hype around the band. So now they have released their third album, Meliora, and if it is true what they say, that the third album in the career of a band is the most important album, then we're going to hear a lot more in the future from Ghost. The album is heavy, a bit heavier than the other stuff that we have heard from Ghost so far, but they understand quite well to keep it very catchy at the same time so that it appeals to a wider audience. And I think the overall package that Ghost is has earned them that spot on the best album list for 2015. On number 6 we've got a band that always lands with their albums on the top 10 list of best albums, and that is Lamb of God. Their new album, Sturm und Drang, is again a very well structured, very well written album. It is very heavy. It is in parts it is heavier than what we have heard in the past from the band, and it is certainly a lot darker than all their previous records. It might be the case that this stems from all the traumatic experiences around Randy Blythe law court in Europe. It might be for some other reason. However, the outcome is it is a very dark album, a very varied album, so they have some lighter tones on there as well, but it's clearly a very heavy album, very consistent, high quality, so nothing that really would surprise you about a Lamb of God album. They are one of the most consistent bands of the last 15 years, and Sturm und Drang is no exception to that, and that's why they're on our top 10 list. On number 5 we've got another old favorite, and that is Enslaved. Enslaved have evolved over the last 25 years from their black metal roots. They have evolved more into a progressive black metal band or a progressive extreme metal band, and their new album In Times is no exception to that. So the album features only 6 songs, but all songs are very epic. They're all about 8 minutes plus long. They're well written, well structured. It's not an easy album to listen to. It really takes some time to grow on you. So really got to take the time and the patience to get into it and discover all the little nuances that Enslaved put into their new album In Times. All the 6 songs are very heavy. They play between the very extreme metal outbreaks and then go back into some softer, lighter passages, more melodic passages. And at the moment there's no band out there that can do that kind of stuff better than Enslaved, and that's why they are on our top 10 list. On number 4 of our top 10 list for 2015, we've got another surprise entry, and that is Iron Maiden's The Book of Souls. It is certainly a quite controversial ranking. Some will say, what do they have to do on that list? And others will say, well, they're not a number 1. So we think the album should be on our top 10 list, and in fact is on our top 10 list, because Iron Maiden don't play it safe with The Book of Souls. The Book of Souls really puts the band out there. They explore new boundaries and have pushed these boundaries. So even after 40 years in the business, Iron Maiden have the guts to take it to the next level, venture more into progressive metal parts, and they've done a very good job on The Book of Souls. The Book of Souls is certainly the best Maiden album since Brave New World. And some of the tracks on the album, like for example the title track, are among the best that Iron Maiden have written since the return of Bruce Dickinson. So for the fact that they are really pushing their boundaries, have again evolved and even venture into something new with their most epic track Empire of the Clouds, we put them on number 4 of the top 10 metal albums of 2015. On number 3 we've got Aussie band King Parrot with their second album Dead Set. King Parrot have really grown over the last couple of years, and proof of that is their new album Dead Set. The album has been produced by Phil Anselmo, and that certainly has helped the sound of the band. The album is more well-rounded, it is heavier, it is darker, and it is very, very punchy. King Parrot's approach to metal is very energetic, and it's chaotic, and it's anarchic, and it's best experienced in their live shows. However, the album really captures that essence of their live shows, and is a great testament to a very young band that is growing really strongly, and I think we're going to hear a lot of that band in the future. On top of that, the band is known for producing quite hilarious videos, so if you haven't watched any of them, go over and have a look at Like a Rat or Home is Where the Gutter Is from Dead Sad, and you'll know what I mean. On number 2 of our top 10 list for 2015 is Amorphis, Under the Red Cloud. What can I tell you about Amorphis? Amorphis have been an extremely consistent band over the last 10 years since Tommy Jansen joined them as a vocalist. And their new album is more in line with the last album, Circle, so it has a lot heavier parts. Tommy Jansen shows his harsh vocals a lot more than on some of the previous records. And I think that's what actually makes that album an outstanding album yet again. Tommy Jansen is one of the best, if not the best, metal vocalists in that genre, and he's certainly the best at switching between clean vocals and harsh vocals. He cannot only do that in a studio, he can also do that live. Within a fraction of a second he switches from clean to harsh. And the whole production of the album actually gives him more room to showcase that on Under the Red Cloud. Other than that, the album features a lot of great songs that feature all the trademarks of the Amorphis sound that you all know. We've got the melodic parts, the folky parts, and also the heavier riffs and the harsh vocals of Tommy Jansen. So for that, they're the number 2 of our top 10 list in 2015. The best metal album of 2015 is Cattle Decapitation's The Anthropocene Extinction. Cattle Decapitation is around for almost 20 years now. It's their 7th album, so they are very well experienced, very well matured, and they don't do a lot different on their new album than they have done in the past. It is still that kind of metal between grindcore and death metal with quite graphic lyrics around animal rights. But they do that in a way on this album which is extremely brutal, extremely consistent throughout the entire album. They keep the level of intensity up. And for the most brutal album of 2015, we gave him the number 1 spot on our top 10 metal albums of 2015 list. So have a listen to the album if you haven't done so. It is a fantastic album. And if you need that punch in the face and that absolute neck breaker, the Anthropocene Extinction is absolutely the right album for you. So see you all again in 2016. Thank you very much for supporting us, and have a well-deserved Christmas break.
We are really looking forward to play our very first Australian show.
Thank you very much.